The box. It's actually a pretty nice barbaric Grimlock mode. Never really would have thought of him as a barbarian, but hey, in the world of Michael Bay, anything can happen, right? So doing a quick 360 here, he's got a lot of screw holes on the back. But at least they're on the back, and not in the front, so it's always a plus. Get him in the frame there. Come on. Okay. As for weapons, he comes with this mace. Yeah. Comes apart. I don't know exactly why you want it to come apart, but it does. You can hold it in his hand either way. Hold it like this. It's kind of like a... It's one thing I kind of have a problem with is that the feet are somewhat skinnier than normal feet, and they're very hard to pose when, you know, kind of stability wise. But here he is holding his weapon, kind of be like a spear thing. And then if you want, you can have him hold it. As a mace. You can... One thing I will point out right now, as you can see, it's his arm. There's a little peg hole right there, and it's supposed to... There's this little peg right here, and it's supposed to peg into position right here, and, you know, keep his arm from moving. But it kind of gives him monkey arms, so he can hold it in like this position, but there's no wrist swivel, so you can't really... This is the best you can do. And because of the feet and because of the mouth, it lacks his articulation on the arm without moving it. So the best without moving the arm, without moving the mouth, is this. And you can't really swat anything with it. But if you don't mind moving the mouth, then you can get a little bit more articulation out of that. So yeah. Here he is next to his Grimlock counterbot. Doesn't look too bad. One thing you will find as I'm transforming this pretty soon, you will find that they're very similar in the way that they're, you know, engineered. As you can see, his feet will become the tail, and just like Fall of Cybertron Grimlock, his arms are the feet in robot mode, or in dino mode, and his robot arms store on the back. So quite a few similarities. Alright, let's get him into dino mode. First, what you want to do is you want to take off the base and drop the black part. And then you want to separate the arms, move them out of the way, and then take this brown, what's going to be the back piece, move it down, and then right here you can see that there's two pegs that peg into the back, so you want to remove those, and then shimmy your, or maneuver your the back piece in between the heads, and then connect the heads together via these little pegs right here, and then close it, and then peg in the mouth, peg in the two halves of the mouth via this peg, or this hole on this peg right here, and then close it. Alright, and then you want to take his arms, and you want to take his ab piece and you want to bring it up, and cover, use the back piece as the cover for the head, and then just kind of set the ab piece right there, and take the feet, or take the tail and move it to the back, flip down the heels and peg them in together. And fold down the crotch skirt, because I can talk. And then use that same peg hole that you were using to hold the wrist in place, and use this peg to hold the foot in place. Fold down the heel. Do the same on the other side. Position this correctly. Fold this in. Pull down the heel, and then these kind of just sit here. They don't. Oh yeah, they do. They peg in on the side. See, there's two peg holes. One for when you're storing in robot mode, and then two when you're forming. Focus in there a bit. I'm gonna peg it in right there. Do the same on the other side. And then position his arms, and more or less there you have Grimlock. Now his tail doesn't like to stay in place, unfortunately. Clear off the area a bit. In, and there's Grimlock. And he does have a gimmick, which is you push this button right here and his jaw opens and closes. And give me a second to transform my Fall of Cybertron Grimlock, and I'll be right back. And we're back with Grimlock. There we go. And there they are, side by side. As you'll notice, Grimlock from the Age of Extinction line is a bit bigger in bulk, but height-wise, they're about the same size. I think Grimlock beats them by a little bit with the horns, but if you fold them down, they're about the same height. And as you can see, very similar, again in Dino mode. His fists on both became the feet. The tail, the legs became the tail. And they both have little mouth gimmicks. Yep. Oh, and they both have barbaric weapons. Overall, the figure isn't too bad. It's not the worst figure I've seen recently, but I do. One con about it is that his head doesn't really store in all the way. I wish that they would have found some way to put like a flap over the head so that, you know, cover it better or just something. But it's not the end of the world. And yeah, thanks for watching, guys. I found them, and I just had to.